church minister, and I have a BBL. I would describe my look, I would say I'm like Black Barbie, the baddest. I became a church minister when I was 28. I didn't decide to become a church minister. God called me to become a church minister. I haven't always been religious. It kind of just started to align to my purpose and who I was at that time. I'm a church minister, and I have a BBL. I would describe my look, I would say I'm like Black Barbie, the baddest. I became a church minister when I was 28. I didn't decide to become a church minister. God called me to become a church minister. I haven't always been religious. It kind of just started to align to my purpose and who I was at that time.
All right, hey, shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Rakak Wadash, and double honor to the apostles here at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hope of the elect. It's your brother Atazawan. We're going to get into a real quick lesson. And we saw the silly little short clip, all right, of this of this woman, all right, the end up, as usual, going on about being a so-called minister, right? You would have to figure it'd be some bugged out Christian minister, more than likely. All right, going on about how she thinks she's so glamorous, right? That she got a BBL and all this other stuff. This is why we say, start with the apostles, who taught us, hey, leave the nigger woman alone. Leave her alone. Let her just go on to her own destruction. Brothers, you're much better off. Trust me. All right? And this is a lesson where, it's something that's always been said, right, amongst us brothers. You got to be on the lookout for all this kind of thing. You see a woman who looks like she has a fine body or whatever. It may not be real. It may not be hers. All right. So here you have this woman with her blonde hair, right, her veneer teeth, okay, and admits to having a BBL, but she's a minister. Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, let's get a few scriptures. Man, it's getting weirder by the day. And I've been holding that clip for a little while. I think brothers circulated it through the chat maybe about a week or so ago. And just held on to it, trying to decide, what kind of video I would do off of it. Okay, but it's a video of caution for young brothers, deal with women. When you see that type, stay away from them. This is Ecclesiasticus, and we're just going to get right to it, and we'll be done. Ecclesiasticus 9, and jump in. Right at verse 5, it says, gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Give not thy soul unto harlots. Right? And she look like that's the time she's on, right? She's looking for a grab bag. She's looking for a way to live this extravagant lifestyle without working. Okay? Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Look not around about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof. Right? Don't go looking for trouble, And when you're dealing with women, that's in today's time, that's more than likely what you're going to run into is some trouble. Verse 8, turn away thine eyes from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Right? You will eventually get burned. Okay? They're going to come after you one way or another, right? And you lusting after a woman, if you will get you in some trouble. Okay? Verse 9, sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. All right? So you got to be cautious. The scripture tells us men how to move against these women. Ecclesiasticus 25:21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Okay. All right. That's simple enough. Okay. And she was fairly attractive looking, but with the makeup and the wig and the BBL, shit, what part of her is real? Talking about she's a Barbie. Right. Ecclesiasticus 26:9, it says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Right? So you see these women today who walk around with all these additives. Okay? Got these damn big ass eyelids and painted on eyebrows. All right? BBLs, breast augmentation, fake fingernails, right? All these tattoos on them. It's more of a creature than a woman. Okay? That's pretty much, I think, all I want to get out of this. All right? We'll read it again. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. All right? You'll know what she's all about when she's smiling at you with those veneer teeth. And you size her up, the same way she's doing you. Okay? Because these women are finished. Isaiah 3:16, it says, moreover, the Lord Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right, uppity, snotty, conceited, right, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their cowls and their round tires like the moon. Evidently, she wasn't satisfied with the size of her behind, so she went and got an enhancement. All right? But that's because the Lord has touched them in their physical bodies. Right? They're no longer, as you would think, the best looking women on the planet. Judite women were the best looking women on the planet. And now they're trash. Okay? Let's jump down real quick. I'm not going to read all of this. Let's go down to verse 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And where do you think that's talking about? All right? Instead of a girdle, a rent, right? You'd be all out of shape. You had that bloated stomach, okay? And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girdle, a sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, right? Most of these women, when you take that makeup off, they bust it in the face. All right? It's just what it is. Real quick, this would be, let's go to Ezekiel 34 and jump in right here, 29. All right, because she went on about God called her into the ministry. Man, I'm telling you. Anyway, verse 29, and I will raise up from them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore. Thus shall they know that I, the Lord Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord power, which starts with what? The men. Okay? And it says right here, verse 31, and ye my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord power. All right? So not women. Okay? Women supposed to shut your mouth and stop trying to act like you're going to teach. Now, you women, you can teach younger women, sure, or teach children, all right? But you ain't going to be the head of anything over a man, all right? Because the Lord has his own order that's set up, and it's in the scriptures. Lastly, let's go over to 1 Timothy, this is 5 and verse 3. Honor widows that are widows indeed, right? But if any widow have children and nephew, let them learn first to show pity at home and to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable for the Most High. But she that is a widow indeed, right, a real widow, not a woman that's maybe a widow, but she want to hit the party scene, right? Get out there and start, as they say in the Western world, dating, right? Because Israelite women, you ain't supposed to be dating, going from rod to rod. Okay, you ain't supposed to do that. And desolate trusteth in the Most High and continueth in supplication and prayers night and day. All right, these are the real women who may have lost a husband or whatever. All right, and you're supposed to look out for them. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Right, and a woman like that looks like she's living for pleasure. Okay, but the real women, you know, of Yahweh Shem Shai are meek, shamefaced, quiet, know their place. Okay, all right, and you don't have to go out there and do all these different things in the world, okay, and then expect a real man to show up and take care of you, all right? So these women today, you know, just stay away from them, all right? Do the best you can, but stay away from them. Don't tie yourself down with any of them. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure, right? You know, everything has its place. But these women today, no good, man. All right. So that I end the lesson. Okay. And giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. See you on the next one. Shalom.